Good evening. How are you? Well, I'm out here and I'm going to sit and talk because it's so late and we've lost the light. And one of the reasons, of course, is that, like perhaps some of you, I wanted to watch and see Trump go and be presented to the jail and be electronically fingerprinted and to have his mugshot taken. And I've done that. I found it interesting through the day that there were these people there in support of him, including crazy Congressperson Green. And she was the only migrant to the proceeding, as best I could tell. Those who were there in support of Trump were few and far between, but loud. There was no violence or anything but ordinary energized protest. The taking of the mugshot strikes me as very important for America because it marks this man in a way that few acts at the beginning of a criminal case can accomplish, and that they have accomplished in this case. Trump tries to offset it, and I haven't seen his picture yet, but I'm sure I will shortly. Trump tries to offset this by literally having a parade of officers on motorcycles and then, 10 or 15 dark black cars, all of which is to say, I'm a powerful SOB and watch out for me. The instinct he has to fight this way is the very reason that we need to not just keep him away from the West Wing in the election, but put him in jail for the crimes he committed trying to steal the last election that he says was stolen from him. America either has decent values or it doesn't. And if the values, as evidenced by Trump today, are what America's about, then we're truly lost as a civilization. A civilization, by one definition, is measured by how we treat our own. And Trump is a man who treats his own as he would throw away tissue that he used and needed no more. We have a country that spoke to our higher angels, if you will, that is an intent and purpose that we couldn't fulfill when we entered into the Declaration of Independence, which itself was a compromise. It's ironic to hear people who don't know what it says celebrating it now, ignoring the fact that so few could actually have the freedom to participate in the government after the Declaration of Independence. It took a civil war for many people to gain these rights. It took an amendment so that women could be recognized as persons. So the country has always been perfecting itself. And we're now challenged by this imperfection, the fly in the ointment, the ink in the water, the devil in the details. Trump today proved once again he is not now, nor has he ever been worthy of being the President of the United States. The elitism that rings in your ears when you say something like that is countered by how insufficient, as a matter of ethics, ability, concern for humans, humanity, and his notion of what the construct of government should be, which is a dictatorship, an autocracy, not a democracy, not a republic represented by individuals who would try to achieve what we, the people, want. People quote the Declaration of Independence, and that's fine, but the Constitution of the United States reformulated that, and the Constitution discussed we, the people. It made no reference to God or religion, and indeed, when the amendments were added, it was made crystal clear that our government was to be independent of those things. But we have politicians, Trump at the leader, but others as well, who think that we should become a, quote, Christian nation as opposed to what? Jewish or Baptist or atheist or agnostic or Indian, Buddhist. You know, we don't respect the clear vision that came with wisdom from our founding fathers as changed and amended with the experiences we've had as a country. Some people talk about, oh, we shouldn't be so harsh and so forth, as Trump goes down to have this picture of himself. That's absolutely wrong. This is a point of celebration of our democracy, of our republic, of our government, of our forcing an accounting of those who would abide in evil and contradict their oath of office to preserve and protect our Constitution. We make no apology for what happened in Georgia. In fact, there's a slight embarrassment as a democracy for how Trump was treated elsewhere when he did not have to submit to what every other American has to submit to. And there is something wrong with allowing the president to put on this, the former president, to put on this show today, in which he has so many vans and cars at the airport and a special drive downtown, all of this stuff to flex his muscle. But I'll tell you this, I've seen it before. I've seen it with mobsters. I've seen it with prominent individuals. They all came through the Southern District of New York and through the courts in the 94 federal districts and in the state houses. The mighty are fallen by their pride, by their excesses, by their criminality, by what they do to hurt the job that they swore to serve for the people, all the people, and not to be self-serving to themselves, not to be aggrandizing power to themselves. And that's who Trump is. And if for a moment, you say, he did this well or he did that well, you're being deceived. It may not be Kool-Aid, it may be worse. Because he threatens you by what he would take away if he were president. He threatens your children. He threatens the planet. He threatens the sense of what it takes to be a democracy and a republic. So I'm sorry because I waited so long to see what Trump was doing in Atlanta, Georgia. It's been years since I've been down there. And part of me wished I could be there so I could see it for myself. But tomorrow I'll be able to walk and talk about what's going on. And I hope you share my view. My wife Holly and I are going to drink some champagne because this is a point of celebration. And this man's awakening, I think it's already happened. Because I think there's an inverse relationship between how upset he is and how happy he tries to make us think he appears and how strong he is when he is so weak. And that's good news for us. So, confusion to our enemies. Congratulations that our country has found a direction that we can support. Let's keep pushing it in that direction. We still have a weak attorney general. We have people that would falter if we do not support them, and we have to support them. So all the best. Good evening. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.